Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and I don't eat breakfast very often because most of the time I'm doing intermittent fasting. But when I do eat breakfast, one of my favorite breakfast comfort foods is corned beef hash. I haven't had corned beef hash though in over a year since I started going keto, but recently I started experimenting with a number of different root vegetables, and I think I can make a pretty good corned beef hash from turnips. So that's what we're going to do right now. We'll start by peeling our turnips. This will go into the composter, and then we'll cut our turnips into about 1/4 inch dice. We're going to want about 2 cups, which is about 2 medium turnips. Then we'll chop up our corned beef. This is some leftover corned beef that's already a little bit shredded from some Reubens we had the other night. But we'll chop this up a little bit better, make sure that all that fat gets nice and dispersed. Looking good. We'll put this back into our bowl. Next, we'll dice up 1/2 cup of white onion. Now, onion is a little bit carby, but since we're spreading it across 4 servings, it's not going to have that much of an impact. There we go, 1/2 cup. Fill a medium saucepan about halfway full with water, then add your 2 cups of diced turnips. And we'll bring these to a boil for about 10 minutes. After boiling for 10 minutes, our turnips should be soft enough that they slip off of a fork. We'll drain these, and then I'll transfer them to a baking sheet lined with a paper towel so they can dry off a little bit. Next, bring a fry pan up to medium heat. If you want to be really awesome, use cast iron. To that, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter, or even better yet, beef tallow. When our tallow or butter is starting to smoke, we will add our 1/2 cup of diced onion and our 2 cups of turnips. After 3 or 4 minutes, as we start seeing a little bit of golden on our onion, we're going to add our corned beef. Roughly 16 ounces. And finally, we will add 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. Now we're just going to let this sit and cook for about 5 minutes undisturbed and hopefully get a really nice crust on that underside. After about 5 minutes, I'm going to scrape along the bottom, get all these crusty bits off. I love those crusty bits. I'll continue to cook for probably another 10 minutes, stirring frequently as I continue to get some crust on that corned beef and some brown on my turnips. Now be warned, you are going to get some pops and some crackles out of this, kind of like that right there. So just be warned, your forearms might take a spatter or 2. But this is looking crusty enough for me. I'm going to turn off the heat and let the residual heat of the cast iron continue to cook the bottom while I fry up an egg. All right, let's serve this up. Maybe a little fresh ground pepper. It'll be plenty salty, so no need to add salt. Over easy egg, a little Tabasco, and let's have a bite. I'm practically shaking. I'm so excited about this after not having hash for a year. Wow. This brings it. This is breakfast comfort food at its best. It's salty, it's fatty, it's rich. That Tabasco on there gives it a little bit of spice. Ugh. And the turnips, perfectly passable for potatoes. In fact, I think one of my next turnip experiments is going to be shredding it and making some hash browns. Also, I can't state strongly enough how awesome it is to cook meat and vegetables, or probably about anything, in tallow. But cooking meat in tallow, it's this beef on beef flavor. It is just a beefy mouth explosion. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, tap that subscribe button, ring that bell next to it so you're notified whenever I release a new video. And if you'd like to help support the Serious Keto channel, hit that join button and see some of the options for channel memberships. Thanks for watching.